Hi everyone, it's Caroline on the hillside. Welcome. I'm doing two things today. I had been requested by a viewer if I would do a flip through of all my magazine spine journals. I'll try that today. I was also tagged by Gigi at Journal Gigi Hannah to participate in a collaboration that was started at The Rose Life, and it's answering 10 things I have learned on YouTube as a content creator. I thought I would do the two together. This is the first one that I did. We'll leave the playlist below and I'll flip through these. The 10 things that I have learned are my personal experience and growth. And the first thing is finding out what my why is. Well, for me, my why is quite simple. I am retired. I've always loved paper crafting. I've loved journaling. And so I thought it would be the next step would be to try a YouTube channel for the simple joy of it. Got nothing to lose. And I love the journey. New adventures are always fun. So my why is pretty simple. And it is a question that I've asked throughout my life, throughout my different adventures. The second thing is that I've learned here on YouTube as a content creator is to be myself. The way that I present myself here is the way that you would meet me in the grocery store or at a concert, in church. You would meet me on my motorcycle this way. So I really don't, this is my personality, and it's genuine. And I think that is an important thing, is just to be yourself. The other thing, number 3, is, and I am looking at a note. I just had to put some notes down, otherwise I would continue to ramble. That's my nature. And number 3 is, I really have learned to make do with what I have. Now, this is my philosophy throughout my life, not because I've had to go without. I've been very fortunate, but I love to recycle, upcycle. I've learned how to be very conscious with saving. I've been, with using what you have. The making do with what I already have was a very key factor when I started my YouTube channel, because I had my phone. I still just use my phone, but I didn't have a setup, so I concocted a very raw setup using things from around the house, and because I really wanted to start this, and so I figured, I don't have anything to hold me back. And then it also helps when I'm creating. These are junk journals for me, so it means that I'm going to use what I have in my home. Making journals, using what I already have. Something that shouldn't deter you. You can find a way to do it if you have some of the basic equipment. And number 4 is, there is no need to keep up with others. We just have to be ourselves. We have to blaze our own trail. It's been a long time since I've been in here. Takes the pressure off. Not to compare our art, not to compare how many uploads you have. What your schedule is going to be so different than what somebody else's schedule is. I am retired, so I don't have to worry about getting up to go to work in the morning. That was already done. And so that's where I am now. The other thing that I would like to say on number 4 is that I also always try to give credit when I'm inspired by somebody else's artwork, another idea. One of the other reasons why I'm here is to help cheer other people on, other makers. We all have our own pace, we all have our own reasons, and so that's a really good one to remember. Number 5 is you do not have to buy every product, supply, offerings that come across our channels, our lives. I don't feel pressure to do that. I think I'm past that stage where I don't feel like I need to have the next biggest thing. Now, I've accepted some products for review because I felt that it was something that would help me with my creating, something fun to explore, something different. So yes, I have accepted offerings. And they've been very useful, but I don't feel pressure to say yes to everything. And it would be so easy to purchase, like here's some digitals here, but these are free. And I have purchased digitals, I'm not saying that, but it's easy to get overwhelmed and want to buy everything that you see. It's like that with shopping anywhere. So that was number 5. Number 6 on my list is that I really feel I've learned to keep my priorities in check. I think it's something that has helped, especially with being retired and having no schedule, going from having a scheduled life for every hour, every minute, to now not having a schedule. And this, for me, keeping priorities straight is key. This is a hobby for me. This is not a job. I realize that there are a lot of people do YouTube as their full-time business and job, but for me it's strictly a hobby, and so that's how I prioritize that. I don't allow myself to get stressed. It would be easy to do that, especially with a personality type like mine. I keep it fun. I keep it as an inspirational tool, as something that I can pass along for others to learn, to see how things are done. If your personality is like mine, if you like this kind of artwork, that's what it is. And so then this is where my family comes first. Number 7, I've also learned that it is okay to be childlike. And as I flip through these pages, you can see how this has allowed me to completely let go of any ideas that I had. The other thing that I've learned in being childlike, and I think I've mentioned this in several of my videos, talking out loud, thinking out loud, is that I don't worry that I have no formal education in art. I do not have an art degree. Self-taught, just having fun, being inspired by others. That's what this is about for me. And I think that is a fun concept. Allows for the relaxation portion of this, allows for the therapeutic portion. Helps me to stay calm, helps me to write out all my thoughts, share my thoughts in my art. It is absolutely a fun, creative outlet. And number 8 that I'd love to share is that there are no mistakes. I've learned there are no mistakes in what I do. I guess my biggest mistake would be to stress on what I'm making, which I don't. I don't stress about it. As soon as I start to stress, I have to walk away because that's not what this is for me. And I just think that's an important thing to realize, to remember. Oh my gosh, I just love going through this. This is great. So yeah, I think just go with your intuition. Let that speak to you, your gut, whatever you consider to be your intuitive nature. Use that. And it looks different for everybody. We cannot sit and compare and do these things. Oh, that's right. That's a paper clip. I don't know if that's just me, but this is such a competitive, social media in general is a very competitive and comparative place to be. And if you allow it, it will become something quite negative, which is not why I'm here. This is a folio that I made for tags, but I also was holding this little journal that I made. This is another magazine. Well, it's a newspaper journal that I put together, and I called it my newspaper spine journal. Same idea. I am now at number 9 with my own ideas of things I've learned as a content creator. Number 9 is it's okay to say no. That is something that is so difficult for me. This is my own personal experience, my personality. I'm a people pleaser by nature. And so to say no really goes against how I grew up. Always saying yes, fitting in everything I could to please other people, to keep the peace. And I'm at a point now where I don't have to. I'm just happy being me, not trying to please everybody. So this translates here on my channel as to I don't have to say yes to everything that comes around. There's a lot of offers. There are a lot of things to join in. And it's okay to say no. We only have so many hours in the day. We only have so much that we can give to others too. And this is my form of recharging. Having been in the service industry all my life, I know exactly how to do that. I've learned. So it's totally okay to say no. This is a really tall one. This was the whole spine. I did not cut any of it, and this is a tall magazine. Continuing on the it's okay to say no portion is it's also okay not to watch every video. I have made so many wonderful friendships and love so many videos in my creative community, but also other things. I love watching, you know, decorating, and there's fashion and there's lifestyle. There's all kinds of videos. We're not just going to be watching our own community. And so then it's okay not to watch every video. You just don't have that many hours in the day. We do have to sleep. And so I've given myself permission to, that's part of my, it's okay to say no. I just can't, we just can't watch everything that comes across our desk, our computer. Just showing that I've used these things for journaling. This is a really quick flip through. And for me, talking about these things, I'm slowing down a bit because I have 2 more spine journals to go through, and I'm on number 10, but my thing here on YouTube is to, as so many people, and I know I've probably repeated so many, there's only so many tips that we can share and so many things that we've learned. Some are more philosophical, some are very practical. I'm going to do this one next. So there's a little bit of both. There's practical and there's the psychology part of it, the philosophical part of it. And some of them are just go hand in hand. So you can tell I have not been in here since I did my flip throughs when I finished the journals. It's really fun to go through here. I also love to take quiet time and go through my journals and read what I've said. This is it's a wonderful way to discover if it was last year, where was my heart? What was I doing and thinking about? What was going on? This is a personal journey. I don't, as I said before, so this is before I'm closing here because I still have number 10, but I have learned that this is a personal journey, one that nobody else can put on these pages except me. My heart, my soul, there's some practical things, memories. This is about memory keeping. A lot of these journals that I've made, most all of the journals that I've made here are replacing photo albums. But they have even more than that. They have my thoughts, memories from our family members, our grandchildren, this is being artistic for me, trying different things. That's a fun thing I've learned, is how I can be very flexible and very honest in my art. Number 10 is no huge mystery. It's about having fun. I have learned that this is about fun. It's not hard for me to have fun. But I could see where something like this, especially having it be published anywhere, everywhere. Once this is out there, it's out there. It's social media. It is easy to be stressed. And that's not what this is. And I've said it before, and I will repeat it, is that once I'm no longer having fun, well, I won't have a channel anymore because it just won't be worth it. I guess I'll have said what I have to say, or realize that maybe nobody needs to be inspired by this. And all it takes is for one lovely person to ask a question, to say thank you, and that really drives me and spurs me on to continue, as it always did in my work. I just want to help somebody. I want to help them feel good. I want to help them practically. This is what I do. You could do it too. It's the old saying, if I can do it, you can do it. So I think that's the main thing, is to have fun. I have my last one, and this is the last one that I've done, so it should be. If you're new, thank you for joining in today. Thank you for being here, taking part. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for wanting to be inspired. I hope that watching the little bit of a flip through, and each of my journals, I have done some in-depth pages. So you can see how I got to some of these pages. I appreciate all the beautiful, thoughtful, kind words. I think we're all in this journey together. It's a different way of having friends, since, I mean, I've always had pen pals growing up. That's how we communicated, with letters. So this is fun to come back to this style of meeting people, sharing. I appreciate everyone. And ending it with having fun, I'd like to continue with this fun. Anyone can join in. Well, the things I've learned and the things that I still have to learn, we're always, every day. That's what I've written about in here too, in different areas, is I've learned something every single day. A technique, a new application, a new technology. I think it's all fun. We're all here to teach each other and to inspire each other, and I love that. Thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to tag Kathy at Cozy Home Paper Studio. Always stay adventurous and be cozy. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.